requirements and also the technical specificities of the facility that we've just signed with the Africa 50. Just for some operational issues, because I have also seen this trending, and I was also contacted regarding the fate of the current staff. And I think this is also very critical that we clarify this. Currently, all the staff that are at the Senegambia bridge actually are on the payroll of the government of the Gambia under the Accountant General's Department. Now, if Africa 50 takes over, and assuming that they want to proceed with a certain number of staff, of course, as a government, we have to look at the technical capacity of the existing staff. And if an assessment is done and they are actually fit to be employed, of course, I mean, they will be absorbed. If not, then, they are already permanent staff of the Accountant General's Department, so there is no loss in terms of employment. I have also been contacted regarding the consultations. What I can assure you is that the Africa 50 and the government of the Gambia has been in direct discussions for almost a year now, isn't it? And all the critical stakeholders within the sector, like the Transport Union, the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Transport Works and Infrastructure, and also other beneficiaries within the sector, like the Gambia Ports Authority, the Gambia Ferry Services, have all been widely consulted, and proper data was duly collected during this time of consultation. You'll be surprised. I mean, at some stages of the Africa 50 and my staff, the technical staff of my ministry, were stationed at the bridge for almost 2 or 3 days to look at the operations, to look at what could be done better, to look at how we could properly, and efficiently, manage this bridge. We've also visited other important assets of, within the control of the government, like the Basse Bridge and also the Fatoto Bridge. So this process, was subjected to a very thorough, rigorous consultation, and the result is what we have seen. And quite apart from what we have done in Togo with the signing, the Gambia was highly hailed by other African countries, and we were told that immediately after the finance minister signed this with the president of the African Development Bank, other countries also came in because they have seen the benefit of this. I mean, we have all seen how we were struggling at the Senegambia bridge. When I was appointed, myself and the minister, Honorable Minister of Finance, when we were all appointed to our respective current positions, we looked at the issue of infrastructure, financing, and we look at how much is available to us as a country. The constraint this is placed on the budget, and we've decided to go on a tour of the country to look at our facilities. When we went to Senegambia Bridge, I think at that time the collection, the highest was between 14 and 18 million dollars. And we immediately instructed that the automation systems should be put in place, the CCTV should be operational, and also the barrier should also be installed. And that month, I think we collected about $49 million, $45 million. And then since then, it has always been between 30 and 40. So you could see, the improvement it generated. But when we went into the specificities as to what we needed to do to ensure efficient management, but also collection at the bridge, we realized that some of these things are not the core competence of the government. So it culminated in a series of discussions to the point of the Africa 50. And the Africa 50, as also explained well by the Honorable Minister of Finance, is a subsidiary arm of the Africa Development Bank that actually sponsored the construction of this bridge. So therefore, working within that circle brings in two benefits. One, the same people that we have been working with and are familiar with the financing terms of the bridge also give us the opportunity to work with a subsidiary arm of um, their company, which is the Africa 50, which of course they are one of the major shareholders, to ensure that there is continuity. Secondly, there is going to be capacity improvement and building of the local staff, because I think we need to also, break down, this issue of 25 years. I think, as always the case, sometimes we react because we read and we don't understand. In most cases, we don't listen to react. We react because we have read something and we don't understand. If you look at the catchphrases here, it's either or, which means that we can be with the Africa 20 for 25 years if we are not able to, realize the RRI, sorry. Now, if we are able to do that even within 3-4 years, the asset returns back to the state. It still remains our asset, but the management returns back to the state. So these are the things that need to be understood clearly. It is surprising that we have seen all over that some people, maybe for political reasons, are saying that the bridge was sold, that it is a bad deal. But I want to believe that most of the initial reactions were as a result of a lack of proper understanding of the terms and also the process. But I guess following the interview that the finance minister did on West Coffee Time with Peter Gomez and myself, I think a lot of clarity came up. But still, we thought it necessary that we need to engage the media to bring in further clarification on some of the concepts that are still misunderstood, so that everybody will know that the bridge is still 100% owned by the government of the Gambia. The bridge is not mortgaged. The bridge is not sold. It is only the management. And here also you have to remember, managing the bridge does not necessarily mean that you are only collecting. Whatever happens with infrastructure, they will have to maintain it, they will have to do the maintenance, and they have to return to us how they receive it from us. So this is very critical. You've all seen some 2 months ago when there was an accident at the Senegambia bridge, when a truck fell, on the bridge, and then it blocked access on either side. It took us nearly 6 hours to remove that truck because we don't have the removal machinery and equipment to swiftly react to some of those things. So one of the good things about this agreement is that Africa 50 will bring in its capacity and experience in ensuring that in case there are problems on the bridge or accidents of that nature, as we have seen happen 2-3 months ago, they will swiftly react and will not affect the flow of traffic, because any impact on the flow of traffic will also affect the revenue flow. So those things are taken care of. And I think this is a great opportunity because you remember in 1993, a very similar but slightly different transaction happened here with the Gambia Groundnut Corporation when Alimenta was brought in to take over the management but also the operations of the GGC. At that time, government kind of gave up on the operations and also management. But the good thing about this other one is that the private sector is partnering with the government, and government has set up an SPV with the private sector to run the bridge and also share profit. So this is a very innovative model, and if it succeeds and works well, it can be replicated in other sectors, and other African countries are also catching up with the Gambia on this very innovative model. Thank you.
I think
A national decision, and any future agreement that we may have with Africa 50 will of course have to take into account the right of the government to determine crossing fees and tariffs at the Senegambia bridge. Remember also, I mean, under the financing agreement of the Senegambia bridge, we do have what we call a consultative forum with our immediate neighbor, especially the transporters, the union that mainly uses the bridge. So that also is critical in determining, I mean, the price factor of using the bridge. So it is not going to be like a situation where the concessionaire just gets up and then increase the tariff. No, that is a nationally determined factor that we will have to put in the concession agreement.
okay. Mhm. Yes.